Hey everybody, welcome back to Colony Drop, your favorite Gundam podcast. My name is Isaac.
And my name is Brian, and this is a podcast where we talk about anything and everything related to the Mobile Suit Gundam franchise, from the anime to the music to the movies, to the lore to the food to the clothes. Isaac, you name it, we do it all.
Oh, that's right, Brian. We even do monumental events such as the release of Hathaway's Flash, The Sorcery of Nymph Circe.
Ooh, it was a good time, Isaac.
Brian, it was a great time. My God, what an experience. What a cinematic movie, anime, daytime matinee experience.
That's right, listeners. We went to what is considered a matinee. We're old people now, so we went to the 3 o'clock showing, which I think it's before 4 o'clock. You get a discount, Isaac.
Sure. Yeah, I would assume. I'd be surprised. Actually, you know what? With inflation and stuff, I'd be surprised if there's like more than just a few dollar difference. But maybe it depends where you go.
It was actually pretty cheap for California.
Good. Cheap for California. That means high prices everywhere else.
Movie tickets today are pretty expensive, so I think it was only like $14, $12. That was pretty cheap, I gotta say. But yeah, so the film, The Hathaway Part 2, finally made it to U.S. theaters this last week. And we got the Gundam boys together, and we went out. And Isaac, it came out in Japan back in January. So here we are, 4-ish, 5-ish months later. It's May now in the U.S. It's a big gap. So I hope that everyone avoided spoilers to the most they could and were able to take in the movie fresh.
For a story that's 40 years old.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. This film, Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway, The Sorcery of Nymph Circe, adapts the second book of the Hathaway's Flash novel trilogy by Yoshiyuki Tomino that was written from 1989 through 1990-ish. This one, just like the first film, Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway, is directed by Shuko Murase. Isaac, first impressions. What were you expecting for this film? What'd you think? You know, I got a list of things to talk about. We can trade off. But what was the first thing that you thought when you saw the film? Because, you know, it's been a while. The last one came out in 2021, and I think we were all kind of hoping like part 2, part 3, 2023, 2025. I feel like we thought we'd be done by now, but here we are. We're just getting part 2.
Yeah, Brian. A lot happened in the first movie, which came out all the way in the ancient year of 2021. We were still up to our necks in the pandemic, unfortunately. But now it's 2026. Time's gone on. And wow, this movie does not hold your hand, Brian. Oh my God.
No.
I thought my hand would be held a little bit more. I would have liked a tight grip on my hand a little bit more. But you know what? It was still a great ride, a great experience. Going into it, I remembered what happened in the last movie. But man, you really have to listen to exactly what people are saying. This is not a movie that would do well, I feel like, on Netflix, because you can't be on your phone and watching this movie. Like, there's not enough background fighting to just kind of make it an interesting background noise watch. You have to pay attention to what everybody's saying. You have to start piecing things together and just using all your brain cells, Brian, all the synapses. They got to be firing.
You got to be a new type to watch this movie, I see.
Pretty much, yeah. You have to read between the lines and figure out what's going on. And you're like, okay, well, this is very complex. This is peak Japanese novel.
I totally agree. I mean, we said this about the first film too, where, like you said, it does not hold your hand, and it expects you to keep up, and it expects you to keep up quickly. It's not going to recap things too much for you. Also, what I notice is there's a lot of people talking at different times. Sometimes they're not even really saying things that they truly believe. They might be saying what they are saying, but then you can tell what they're thinking based on how they look or their reaction or something else they're doing in the scene. So as you said, you can't be listening to this film on your phone trying to figure out what's going on. It's not going to work. You're going to be completely lost, because after we finished, we were all like, oh, we need to watch it again. There's a lot of stuff we need to see again, see if we missed anything, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, Brian. Part of me thought we'd get almost an escalation in terms of scale and battle. As we do in most Gundam series, even I don't want to say small stakes series, but the more non-UC series that are trying to tell a more contained story, like Iron-Blooded Orphans, we don't have huge fleet battles every 3 episodes. Instead, it's more, the temperature gradually turns up. Here, I feel like the battles were still roughly the same size as the first movie. We didn't get a larger scale sense of combat, really. It was just very small teams of mobile suits fighting very small teams of mobile suits. There wasn't really a battle per se, you know, with some type of Federation fleet or anything like that. So It's that's an interesting choice, I think. I'm wondering how much is being saved for the third movie. But yeah, it was interesting seeing how much more smaller scale the actual combat was in this movie.
And I mean, if you think about it, really, the actual story itself is fairly small scale. I can't remember who said it, whether it was Tomino himself or whether it was the director, Murase. I think one of them said, it must have been Tomino who said this, but at some point he said, well, the second novel is pretty unadaptable because I don't think a lot happens in the novel that's cinematic, I'll say, with the normal, first act, second act, third act. And to your point, usually you would build the stakes, blah, blah, blah. And so Tomino seems like kind of the guy that doesn't really care too much about that. He's kind of write what he wants to write, right? So I don't know that he wrote novel 2, probably thinking that it was never going to be adapted. They did have to add some stuff. I have not read the novels, but my understanding is the whole thing with the mass-produced new Gundam and the Alyzeus, the Alyzeus kind of armor flight unit thing. That was all added. I don't think that was in the novels. And they probably had to add that because they needed a climax to this film, right? Without that, I don't think you really have a climax.
Right. It couldn't be, I mean, I hope it wasn't just Hathaway fighting a small group of Gustav Karl. Because that would only go one way.
Sure.
At least with the Alyzeus, he's fighting something that's kind of a compact dendrobium style approach to a mobile suit, which the Federation, they always just ping pong all these ideas. It's just back and forth. Well, oh, we need something smaller. No, we need something big. So it's good to see a big beefy suit again, even if it's on the Federation side. But they needed that final battle, a good battle with Lane, and it was a good battle. But I'll also say it was a little brief. I thought it would actually go on longer than it did, but it became clear it was one-sided.
It was brief, but I feel like it was longer than the battle in the first one. Because that was even brief. I feel like the battles in the first one were pretty brief, particularly the ending battle between the Kasai and the Penelope.
Yeah.
This one felt as long or definitely longer, I thought. But I'd have to go back and watch it.
Okay. To me, this one felt as long or shorter.
Well, okay, let me clarify. Yeah. If you add the time in where Hathaway's fighting the Gustav Karls, plus the time he's fighting Lane, I think it was longer than when he was just fighting Lane
that
in the
must
first
be it
one.
Then. Yeah.
Yeah, because Lane did get picked apart a little bit at the end of this one, but...
A little.
a lot. Okay, a lot.
A little. Gigi had to save his life.
We've mentioned the mass-produced new and the Alyzeus and Lane already, so let's talk about those.
Okay.
What did you think of the Alyzeus?
It was very much kind of a mass-produced Penelope in a way.
Yeah, it was a Penelope trainer.
There
basically.
You go. Yeah, it was in motion. It looks very close to the Penelope. Only when not moving are you kind of like, okay, there's actually a lot of detail differences. This is somewhat smaller, but in a way it looks more, shall I say, War Machine to Iron Man suit.
Oh, I like that comparison. That's good. Yeah.
We kind of got rid of, the shine, but we put on like the meat and potatoes. So
it was functional, not aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, it's not meant for a parade. It's meant for, a front line. And it was a pretty cool design. I can't say I'd buy it, but it was something welcome to see other than, Penelope Mark II going out.
Right. Yeah, it was a good change of pace, right? Because you don't want to have the same battle 3 times.
No. And I guess for identification reasons, they wanted Lane in something visually similar, storytelling wise. I'm not quite sure on the choice.
I think thematically it makes sense what they did here because the Penelope Gundam, or the Penelope I'll call it, is really the Odysseus Gundam with a flight suit on.
Yeah.
And Hathaway is he's fighting Lane, but he's also fighting Amuro at the same time. And so they put Lane in a mass-produced new, to thematically represent Amuro in a different way. And so it physically manifests that part of Amuro that Hathaway's fighting. So I thought that was thematically appropriate. Plus, now they can sell models, to your point, of the Alyzeus and the mass-produced new, which before were just mobile suit variation designs that I don't think they'd ever made into models, and they'd never really appeared in anything. Sure. The Alyzeus especially. I believe the Alyzeus was completely new for this film.
Yeah, but man, the battles for what they were, I'm not saying they were bad at all, that they were quite enjoyable. There was almost a realistic distance to certain battles as well, where like we didn't quite see all the detail was happening. We just knew Mafty was losing some people, the Federation was losing some people. Some situations, especially kind of early on, Mafty comes upon what the battle looks like that they weren't even in. The aftermath of a battle, I should say.
Yes.
Which was quite one-sided.
What did you think about that? That video of the Kimberley unit, what did they say? Squishing the Owen Belly army with their mobile suits.
I'm not excusing it. But let me just say that the truth is somewhere in the middle, because the captured Federation troops that they were talking to said, look, they were targeting our pilots, which I assume means like in a civilian way. You know, that city was once a just regular city, but I assume with Federation troops just hanging about, going around. But they started getting targeted, I would assume, by the anti-Federation resistance group. And then from there, it became probably just a collapsing situation of, well, we'll just keep our pilots in the suits, and then we'll hunt down the resistance. You know, the civilians will flee the city. The resistance will actually stay and fight. So we'll clearly know who the resistance is.
Yeah, there's Isaac, May 2026, justifying squishing by mobile suits.
The longer the timeline goes on, Brian, the more you see me slowly joining the Federation.
One day I'm going to log on and you're just going to be in full Titans gear.
Pretty much. I'll get my little Bask goggles.
You would actually look pretty good in the Bask goggles. I wonder if they sell those.
I've noticed that, like, as I've gotten older, my head it's kind of between Degwin and Bask. If my hair goes, Brian, I'm just going to shave my head and just Bask all day.
That's what you have to put on your Tinder profile. Somewhere between Degwin and Bask.
Yeah. Either way, it's a bad time. Someone's getting hurt.
Oh, man. Let's talk about Lane, because
Sure.
Like, I had just watched the first one right before we saw this one, and he was already not in a good place coming into this film. He was pretty upset having been beaten after he wanted a fair fight. Yeah. And Isaac, he gets like almost beaten even worse in this one.
Horribly.
He's basically bested by Hathaway's sort of new type rage. Also, he had a worse machine. You know, he was not using the Penelope, so he was using the duct tape version.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel like he was already unstable after part 1. Now he's going to be even more embarrassed and more upset going into part 3.
Yeah.
He has to be in a bad headspace now, right?
He should be. I mean, Lane... this whole movie was him sort of like emotionally just the temperature turning up. He was just running on hot. He was redlining by the end.
Right.
And then the shame of needing Gigi to save his life.
Yes.
So whatever Lane is in the final movie, I would assume he will be recklessly enraged and just charging like a bull in a china shop, just seeing red, out for blood. But Lane, you can't back it up. Like, you don't have the same skills. You don't have the same level of experience. It's not really working. The only way it can work is you almost need like a squad. You need aces alongside you to give you a better chance. It's not going to be the run-of-the-mill Gustav Karl pilots that Kenneth has in his regiment. I don't know. Lane needs some strategy. He needs also to be debriefed, talk to a specialist. Take some chamomile sleepy time tea.
Yeah, he needs to calm it down, right?
Yeah, just no more caffeine for him.
Right. And I mean, say what you want about Kenneth, but Kenneth seems to be pretty adept at his job for the most part. And in the first movie, if Lane had stuck with the hostage, maybe he would have done better. Like, Kenneth kind of knew that Lane, this kid's pretty young. Like, I need to give him some edge here.
Yeah. The problem with Kenneth, though, I mean, I'll say this. Kenneth has improved from the early part of the first episode. Because if you recall, in the first movie, there's the destruction of part of the government cabinet, right?
Yes.
Part of the government leadership. And then what does Kenneth do the first night he's put on the job? He goes out dancing with Gigi.
Hey now, look, priorities, man.
Which to me highlights just the level of incompetence overall that the Federation has.
She's a sorceress. She's a nymph.
Is that really the best use of your time? And during this critical moment in the Federation. Oh my God. But yeah, Kenneth was not only very competent, he was also willing to believe Gigi. Not that he didn't in the first movie, but this time there's clearly a situation that happens where Gigi goes into her little new type crisis, and Kenneth immediately knows something's wrong and they have to get out. So good on him for not just viewing her as like the pretty mascot. You know, instead he actually put some faith into this new type abilities. And so do a lot of the other mid-level officers that are kind of around Kenneth with how they start treating Gigi. So I thought that was interesting. You don't always see that on the Federation side. Sometimes it's almost a half outright resistance to new types.
Yeah, it's a little strange, right? I was trying to think if there was a similar thing in the real world to compare that to. What if, for example, you heard about a commander in the U.S. military using a psychic / fortune teller with them. You would just think, oh, this is a disaster. Like, take this guy's rank away, right?
Sure, yeah.
But no, but not here.
That would give pause, I think, to even the people that officer has supporting him. But if something happens and they're warned ahead of time by the psychic and they avoid the problem, I think at that point, just because of the life and death stakes of the military, that would immediately turn everybody.
Oh, I agree. And that's why I think Kenneth gets credit for believing in her.
Yeah.
Before anything really happened, but then once things start getting confirmed, that's when I feel like everyone was like, well, she's doing it, so like let's go with it. She saved our lives because she told us to get out or stop or whatever it was.
They give her the royal treatment at that new hotel they put her at.
To my knowledge, I mean, maybe I'd have to go back and check, but I don't think Gigi has ever been labeled as a new type. But I mean, it's pretty clear, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think they use that word internally in the Federation around her. No one's ever said that to her, but
no,
it has to be a new type. Whatever the officers around Kenneth call it, precognition, or one of them said deja vu or something. I don't know. But I don't think they care about the label. Maybe culturally they've been pushed away from needing to use new type. That might be a Zeonic term. So instead they just focus on, okay, a special person or something like that.
Well, the Federation does disavow the existence of new types, so there's always that too.
There you go. Yeah. So no new types.
Yeah, speaking of new types, I mean, Lane, I've seen a lot of people discuss this online, so I mean, maybe we should just discuss it real quick here.
Sure.
Lane's never been officially labeled a new type either, but he uses a Psycommu, he uses the funnel missiles, therefore he has to be a new type. Now, whether or not he's a cyber new type, I think that would be the argument. He's a little unstable, as you mentioned. He's got unstable rage. Do you think he's unstable enough that you would think he's a cyber new type? I think it's worth entertaining the question, but he's not necessarily more unstable than, some of Camille's fits of rage.
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like my headcanon so far about Lane, until it's disproven or confirmed, has been that he is a cyber new type. Maybe the Federation calls it something else. Maybe they call it pilot enhancement. Who knows? But he's a cyber new type. He acts this way because this is often a side effect of being made a cyber new type.
Sure.
They're a bit, shall we say, emotional, Brian.
Right. In
the best cases. God, what was his name from Char's counterattack?
Oh, Gyune?
Yeah, he kind of comes off to me as almost a younger Gyune.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's a little bit of a firebrand, probably gets himself into more trouble than he should. Clearly he does. But yeah, he's got the cyber new type side effect where, sure, you're a great pilot, but man, do you not really think that far ahead all the time? Even if you tell yourself you do.
I think a cyber new type is a reasonable conclusion. I would never say that doesn't seem to be the case. From what I can tell, he's been in various games and stuff over the years, and I think in various games they've given him normal new type abilities, they've given him cyber new type abilities. The most recent game, he was printed in the new card game, and he was not labeled a new type. But I don't think that really means anything. So
no,
take your pick here, listeners. I think your headcanon can fill in the gaps. I don't think the novels confirm it one way or the other. But I'd be interested in a poll, Isaac, of people who think he's a normal new type or a cyber new type. Does he have enough rage to justify your cyber new type?
I think he should, especially he must be more enraged in movie 3.
I mean, he's got to be, right?
Yeah.
He's approaching a breaking point for sure.
He needs to oh God. See, this is the problem of the actual chain of command not really observing the battle,
Right.
Because they could have been like, Lane, get out of there, or we can't send Lane back in again. You see how he reacts when he's around Hathaway. We need a different team of aces. There must be a different team we can send that's more kind of professional and not as emotionally invested in fighting Mafty.
A calming presence is what you need.
Yeah, the professionals, a clear-headed group of professionals, because whatever we're doing is not working, So
yeah. I mean, I guess in terms of lane breaking, in a way, Hathaway broke too. His breaking rage was greater than Lane's breaking rage at the end, and he kind of won out in the little new type, measuring contest. Right. The whole point of this movie, to me, he's going on about he's gonna get rid of his carnal desires and he's gonna do this Mafty thing, but then that's it. At the end, he gives in. He kisses Gigi. Yeah. I feel like that's it. He's broken. The sorcery of the nymph has won.
I suppose so. Or maybe you break the nymph by, I don't know, giving in? I don't know.
That's a different movie, I think.
Is Lane being driven insane by Hathaway's new type powers being in close proximity to him and Hathaway kind of going crazy? Is this like E.T. and Elliot where like
Could be.
they like mentally became in sync, like a mental nexus shared between them.
I mean, it can't be helping. I'll say that.
Like when E.T. gets drunk and Elliot got drunk. Oh man. So Insane Lane. Yeah, Insane Lane's gonna be more insane next episode.
Yep.
And Hathaway is gonna be just up to his something in Gigi.
He's going to be distracted, we'll say.
But Hathaway, this whole movie, interestingly enough, and kind of rare actually in a Gundam series, is dealing with mental health the whole movie, and mostly dealing with it quite poorly, I have to say.
By not taking his meds, yeah.
Yeah, not taking his meds. What's his name? His girlfriend leaving, who I think was also appropriately dosing the meds. Was that? Did I
mean,
miss
she was
that?
definitely, she was definitely the one wanting him to take them. I'm sure she was paying attention, perhaps.
The organization pharmacist. Yeah. So Hathaway he's at a much lower place than he was in the first movie, and that was very interesting to see. I thought just his struggles, and yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, I think he broke at the end, and I think Gigi is not the solution that he needs. I feel like there was that one part when he was arguing with Amuro's spirit, or Amuro, I guess, where Amuro says, "Are you siding with the man who took Quest away?"
Wow.
And I feel like that's when he was really set off, and that whole really cool, like, part with the animation. Yeah, with that part with the animation, blending really took off, and that's when he just, like, destroyed Lane.
Yeah.
I think that's what broke him. And I feel like instead of answering that question, instead of resolving his conundrum, Gigi presents herself as the solution, just like throws himself at her, or throws herself at him. So therefore, instead of solving his problem, he now has this new distraction. So I feel like at the end of this, Hathaway has given in, and that's why it's called the Sorcery of Nymph Circe.
And meanwhile, the Count is just yelling and screaming from his little chair.
He's like, "I paid good money for this."
She did what to the place I bought her? Renovation? She's not even there.
Yeah, he's going to have to pay for all those renovations now.
I know.
She really ran up the bill before she left.
Yeah, no one lives there now. The Count needs to call like Kenneth and say, "Look, you don't know who I am, but I'm one of those super wealthy people that actually controls the government. I'm going to send you the most powerful weapons I can buy. Destroy Mafty."
The Count is interesting. I was glad they actually showed us the Count.
Yeah.
She just didn't live in eternal mystery.
Yeah, I actually thought a reveal of the Count would maybe happen, not necessarily in this movie, maybe the third movie, but we'd find out the Count is a very high uniformed member of the government.
I mean, that would make sense. I would have totally believed that if that was what was coming.
Yeah, it would reveal to be somebody that essentially is, multiple orders of levels in the hierarchy above Kenneth, and Kenneth is really just his puppet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But not to be.
There was a mention of the name Vist in the movie, which I did double check on because I wasn't sure if they were referring to Cardius Vist from Unicorn, which I thought they probably weren't. Yeah, it was just a coincidence. There was like someone else named Vist in the movie. Yeah. Also, the Vist from Unicorn, spoilers, is dead at this point, so it couldn't have been him.
I assume just a reference to the Vist family in general. Again, another one of the big name-dropped Federation families that really runs things behind the scenes.
I think it was just literally another person with the name Vist in it. This was written far before Unicorn, so they just happened to not be related. But
was it someone in Mafty named Vist, or was it a Federation
I thought it personnel? Was related to the Count.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense then, because they would absolutely be in the same circles, right?
What was his name? It was Count
Sugar Daddy.
Count Sugar Daddy. That's, you know what? That's not what his name is on the wiki.
Look at that white mustache. It's covered in sugar.
But anyway, I forget who it was. But one thing I was struck by in this movie, Isaac, is the consistency of this film relative to the first film for two reasons. One, in terms of tone and everything and just how it was done. Also, the fact that the film, at this point, I don't know how long this story is going to take, but realistically, we're looking at 2 weeks here for the full story?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, so this is a pretty small conflict in the grand scheme of things. And that's good that it's consistent, because this film picks up pretty much right where the first film left off.
Yeah, literally.
And I feel like the director, he's obviously directed the first one and the second one, he's really building this thing up, Isaac. If I could describe this with 2 words, it would be a slow burn. Right? We are building to this third movie with this battle in Adelaide for this conference, and this director has an idea of how that's going to happen. Therefore, they have to get the director back for the third one. Could you imagine someone else taking over for part 3?
It wouldn't be wise. You would lose some consistency in how the story is unfolding, and I think we'd notice.
Yes, and he has a clear way that he's handling Hathaway.
Yeah.
So I hope that they're paying this man to get him back and finish part 3. And I hope they have him working on it right now, Isaac.
I hope so too, Brian, because in this third one, we're going to get peak Hathaway. He's emotionally healed. He's with Gigi now, and he's ready to just take on whatever the future is going to bring. As unexpected as I'm sure that will be for him, he's going to face off with it. But yeah, this was quite the interesting ride. And I'm really curious to see what exactly is left of Mafty afterwards, because this movie did something that sometimes I really enjoy in stories and other times I don't. And that is they refer to battles and combat that we don't see.
Yes.
So Mafty is not at full strength by the end of this movie, because there's been some type of battle. We're a little vague on the full details of who's actually been killed and what's been destroyed as far as Mafty's limited assets, but I'm sure we'll find out in the third movie.
Yeah, that's right. We've lost at least 1 or 2 mobile suit pilots, I think.
Yeah.
And then plus maybe the captain of the boat. That was pretty sad.
The ship, maybe. Yeah.
We all poured out a few things of popcorn for the the Valiant, I think is what it was named, right?
Right, the Valiant, yeah. So we'll see.
So some other things I noticed, Isaac. One of the biggest cameos that I think everybody noticed was the Rigazi custom in the hangar for the final battle. That is a mobile suit variation design from Char's Counterattack. It was designed for Amuro, but it's never appeared in anything, and he never actually piloted it. But I think it would be super cool and narratively fitting if we saw it in the third movie. And the Kasai Gundam just like annihilated it in a fit of rage, right? Because if this thing was designed for Amuro, he's got some pent up frustration.
I wouldn't be surprised. Is Lane going to be in it again? He's on the he's on the chopping block again, the whipping boy.
I hope he has the Penelope back by then. So it'll probably be some nameless pilot, unfortunately.
Oh, poor guy. It's like, wait, I don't even know what you're talking about. Who's Quest? Hathaway knew Quest for maybe 2.5 days.
Right.
And he built like his life around her.
She's just been haunting. I mean, that said, he has been talking to her. And his girlfriend, what was her name? Jelia or something like that?
Kelia, I think.
Kelia, she clearly knew about Quest, right? Because she was like, oh, this girl is dangerous because she might cure him of, what'd she say? She might purge him of Quest.
Yeah.
Which means that's got to be a rough relationship, right? If this dude that you're with, he's talking to his dead spirit girlfriend the whole time. That he knew for 2.5 days, to your point.
That shows how like emotionally strong and aware Kelia is in a way, though, because clearly she knows this relationship with Quest Ghost is good for Mafty. It's good for Hathaway.
I think it's 2 ways. I think you're right. I think she understands that he has this problem, but she also knows that she's done once Gigi shows up, right? Yeah. She has accepted, well, Gigi is just like Quest, and like I'm never gonna be that, so I'm out of here.
I'm not a psychic new type civilian.
Yeah. So I'm just going to cut my losses, cut my hair literally, and just leave.
Going to shave my head and leave the boat. I know you like my hair, but guess what? It's gone. Just like me.
Don't talk to me.
I'm leaving. You want something nice to look at? Look at the topless mechanic.
There you go. Yeah.
Look at Tan Lion the mechanic.
And then a more rational Hathaway would probably see her leaving as like, oh, this is a very bad sign.
Yeah. Like, well, what am I going to do about my pills?
just a practical consideration.
Hathaway has his breakdown in the shower moment when she's gone. It's like, well, you kind of did this to yourself.
Sure. Absolutely.
You didn't have to get infatuated with Gigi.
Right. One other thing I noticed related to Amuro, and really Hathaway. Isaac, have you noticed that the Kasai Gundam, it's really our protagonist Gundam here, but it's not like it doesn't look like a normal heroic Gundam. Because he's not really a good guy, per se. You could argue he's a good guy. He's gray at best. Sure. It has green beam sabers.
Yeah.
I can't think of any protagonist heroic Gundams in the Universal Century that have green beam sabers, other than, I think, the F-91. The people that stick out to me with green beam sabers are Gato in the GPO-2 and Char in the Sazabi.
Well, that kind of makes sense. So, headcanon for that would say that this is a product of Anaheim Electronics, And whenever Anaheim Electronics makes something anti-Federation, it is not issued the pink beam saber.
That's true. But I don't know if you noticed, it does have the extra beam at the bottom of the hilt, like the new Gundam. So he's got green like Char, but he's got the new shaped Amuro saber. And I don't believe anyone else ever has a saber like that has the extra beam on the hilt. No one super famous anyway.
No, that's kind of a one-off. That's a custom Anaheim job. I assume he requested.
I would assume so, yes.
He saw it work when he was a little boy, and he said, you know what? That thing's handy.
I want that one. Give me that one. Yeah, so listeners, if you could think of anyone else that has a green beam saber that's not a bad guy, yeah, let us know. Because otherwise, I'm inclined to agree with Isaac that maybe they're just like, do you think when Anaheim calls, they're like, all right, is there like a circle on the form or like a checkbox where they say, are you a good guy or a bad guy? And then if you're a bad guy, you get the green. And if you're a good guy, you get the pink.
Pretty much. I think it's more simple than that. It's almost like, all right, here on this blank line, write the name of whatever your anti-Federation group is. All right, great. Now, you don't need to select the color of your beam saber. We were already taking care of that. But we need you to do other things like your primary color, your secondary colors. You're going to go mono-eye. You want a different type of visor.
I love it. Isaac, one thing I thought that you would enjoy in the movie, there was a recurring animal character that I think should get more attention, and that was that big, fat, fluffy cat.
Oh, it was great. The captain's cat.
Yeah.
Fortunately spared from the sinking of the Valiant.
Yeah. I hope we see that cat in part 3. They should be selling merchandise of that cat.
It looked great though. The cat almost reached like it was very Miyazaki. Like the proportions of it, almost like it was not appropriate for this type of anime.
I feel like most of the comedy in the movie was contained within the cat.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point. The cat also a bit of a new type cat, Brian, because it wisely hid in the cockpit of a mobile suit to escape the ship.
I'm telling you, that cat is smart. He's been around a while. He or she knows what's up.
New type cat confirmed.
Yeah. Isaac, after the show, tell the listeners where we went to eat and why we decided to eat there.
We went to the nearest decent mid-level restaurant we could find, and that was the Outback Steakhouse, which was very appropriate because, of course, in this movie, they're fighting in Australia. Oh.
It was perfect. And they even had something on the menu that was called Alice Springs Chicken. And that was like one of the locations in the end of the film. So that was pretty funny.
We came full circle. All we needed was like massacre nachos. What else? Shinking sip taters.
They did give us a massacre because they massacred your filet mignon.
That's true. Yeah, I had to send it back because you overcooked it.
What was more of a crime, Isaac? Was it overcooking that filet mignon or the chicken parm from Freedom?
Ooh, the chicken parm. Because that chicken parm, Brian, was... They hit that thing with the solar system.
It was toasted.
They had a conversation for 30 minutes. They realized, aren't we cooking food? And then they went to check on the food. And they're like, oh my God, send it out.
Maybe they won't notice.
Yeah. Another happy customer.
Yeah. But while we were at Outback, one of our Gundam boys, the guy who did Yoshiyuki Tomino's voice for us in Japanese, he was also at Anime Expo last year with us.
What do you mean? That wasn't actually Tomino?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You popped the bubble.
The lie was so real. He asked why in the movie Bright is still a captain. And that's a good question. In the novel, he is a rear admiral. So I'm not sure why. I guess they just didn't promote him in the movie version. But that is a little puzzling. I think the bigger question, though, Isaac, is in the novel, Bright had a mustache. And in the movie, he didn't have the stash. They took the stash away. This is a mistake, Bandai. I demand that you re-edit the movie and bring back the Bright mustache.
How do we make a character older? Give him a mustache.
That's right.
Promote him. But what if the fans don't recognize him? We have to keep him as a captain.
I mean, Gundam fans are prone to not recognizing people when they use simple disguises like sunglasses or mustaches.
Who could that be? That looks like Char. Don't be an idiot. That's Quattro Vagina.
Yeah.
Well, regardless, we'll see Bright in the next movie, and I'm sure it'll all be hugs and kisses and sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, perhaps a family reunion.
Oh, there you go.
I do miss the old voice actors for Bright and Amuro. They've been using the same one for Amuro since Origin, so I get it. I think we've seen the last of Brad Swale as Amuro. I don't remember if Bright was in Origin at all, but I'm sure if he was, I'm sure they're using his voice as well. Were you disappointed that it wasn't like, TV series dub Bright?
Not completely. I was okay with it.
He's okay with it, yeah.
As soon as, hearing the voice, I didn't really, it could have been anybody. And then, of course, you see the reveal, and then you're like, okay, well, that's him.
Right.
Same uniform.
Yeah, just the TV series dub, I feel like they all had very distinct voices.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And to your point, there's nothing wrong with the new voice actors. I just think they're less distinct than the old ones. So it makes me kind of miss the old ones. That doesn't mean they're doing a bad job or anything. I'm just not used to them.
Yeah, we just need to... We're more reliant on visuals than getting the voice. And we're like, oh, that can only be one person.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Editor Brian here. Just a heads up, in this next section, we discuss indirect spoilers for the third Hathaway novel and presumably the third Hathaway film. So if you'd like to skip those spoilers, you can skip ahead about 2.5 minutes. I will also put a spoiler warning over, lead out, book ended by new type flashes as well, just so you can be sure. Isaac, my last question for you.
Oh dear.
Is, you've seen 2 movies now. You and I both know the ending. It's a very famous ending in Gundam lore.
Yes.
I don't know how many people already know the ending of the novels. We've talked about it once or twice here on the podcast. But without giving away the ending, there's been a lot of speculation that Bandai, Namco, Sunrise might take this opportunity to change the ending. And I think you know what that means. Do you think they will do that? Will they pull the punch at the end?
I don't think they will pull the punch because it's a very good punch to deliver. I think it has to be delivered. It's a fitting end to the story, a fitting end to this time in the Universal Century. And if they pull the punch, I think the replacement will be far inferior compared to what it should be.
I completely agree. I would be so disappointed, Isaac, if they pulled the punch.
Yeah. I'm trying to also think, would they sidestep the punch by like, oh, you think it happened, but by the way, watch after the credits. It's like, well, it'd be very Infinity War. And then, by the way, that was a hologram of Tony. He's really happy on this island with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Sure.
And it's like, well,
Yeah, and you would hate that, right? Like, that would be terrible.
Yeah, it's very... It would be, Last Jedi Luke, like, oh, he didn't dissolve. He's actually, he's on the new Jedi temple that they built on Endor.
Right.
You have to read the book or watch the Disney Plus series. It's like, well, is he gone or not?
Right. Yes.
If he's not gone, it kind of prompts the story to continue, which you might not want for Neo Mafty,
Sure.
You just kind of want to end that, and then we move on to whatever's next in the Universal Century timeline.
I think to honor what they're trying to adapt, they need to throw that punch and they need to keep it. I think people will be incredibly disappointed if they change the ending. But that's just me. I guess we'll see what happens.
The impact of it will hurt a lot of fans, but it's something that needs to be done because this story is very unique in that way.
Right. That's it. Spoilers are over.
Spoiler warning. Somehow, Xeon returned.
You could put that in any podcast about any port in the Universal Century timeline, and it would be true.
At the final scene, Hathaway pulls off a mask, and it's Degwin.
It's me, Austin.
Yeah. And Noah's like, what? Where's my son?
I love it.
Like, I don't even know what the hell's going on. Who
are these
have I been fighting?
Gigi's like, I'm still here.
Gigi takes off her mask and it's Crux Dogate.
My final note on this, Isaac, is, if you go read comments, right after the movie comes out, people went in the theater, they saw it. Some people were like, oh, there was too much talking in this movie. Wasn't enough this. Why was it so slow? Buddy, if you're seeing Hathaway Part 2 in a theater, you presumably already saw Hathaway Part 1. This is not an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be going into this movie thinking that it's going to be 2 hours of nonstop rock'em sock'em robots. Which, by the way, if you do think that, I think you might have missed the point. One of this story, probably of Gundam overall, and particularly this Hathaway story. So
yeah, I would also put a little bit of an asterisk next to anybody that has those concerns. Yeah, there is a lot of talking. It's a very well done dialogue, though. It's a very good story, and it of course, punishes phone users during the movie.
Yeah.
But I will say this, as good as the first movie was, as good as this movie was, as good as I predict the third movie will be, the complete experience of watching all three back to back in one sitting, I feel like will be far better than the three of them individually. And I think that's a worthy praise to what they're doing.
I hope they do that somewhere. I doubt they'll do it here in the US, but I could see them doing that in Japan, like one long cut. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, why not? We'll rent out a room, Brian, at the next the next anime convention or something. I don't know.
And the only people that will show up will be me and you.
Yeah. We're like, by the way, the door's locked.
The ROI was terrible on that rent room.
You can't actually leave when the movie starts.
Maybe we'll fly in Australian Isaac.
Yeah, why not? He'll appreciate it. Oh, and then Josh, the right arm of Zeon.
Ah, yes.
And then who else? Great White.
Yeah.
He'll swim on over.
Yeah. So we'll have 5 people.
Yeah. There you go. The Gundam boys, they'll show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Captain Chris.
8 people, maybe?
Lieutenant Ty, everybody will be there.
Yeah, the room holds like 420, so we got a ways to go.
Yeah. We'll just put stuffed animals on the
There you go.
chair.
Anything else on the film, Isaac, before we give our scores here?
So going in blind, I wasn't quite sure how this part of the story would go. I just got to say though that I'm really glad I did go in blind. So listeners, that's the one recommendation I'd give to you. After being caught up on episode 1, movie 1, go in blind.
And what would you give it out of 10?
Well, I don't use the 10 scale as we know, Brian.
Oh, yes, sorry.
All right, this was a really good movie, Brian. I had a lot of fun. I look forward to the next one. Probably on the short list of Gundam movies where you goddamn better pay attention to what everyone's saying and what's happening, even in the background. Just start figuring things out for yourself as you're watching. I'm going to give this actually 4.5 out of 5 Haros, Brian. It was that good. It wasn't reliant on just huge, big, flashy battles. Very excellent drama, excellent character, really Gundam episode. And I look forward to the next one, Brian. How about you? What do you give it?
I thought it was great. I had a great time. It was long, but it steadily built the tension. I think actually I'm much more excited to see the third one after having seen the second one than I was to watch the rest of the series after having seen the first one. So I think it's rare that you feel more energized about a trilogy after seeing the second one than the first one, perhaps. And I just thought that the director was really coming into his element here with the story he's trying to tell. I'm excited to see the finale. So because it left me excited for the next one, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 Haros. And the only reason I'm not going higher, I think, is because it's not a conclusion. A lot of my rating and a lot of my feeling about this trilogy is going to depend on the third movie. And to your point, I think it all works together better as a trilogy rather than any one on its own. But I think this was a great film, and I highly recommend everyone go watch it. And to your point, when you watch it, you got to be watching it. Pay attention. Don't be on your phone. Don't be looking away. Don't be doing something else. This isn't something you can go just have on in the background. So pay attention and watch it the way that Tomino-san would have wanted you to.
Well, that's the way to do it. And a bit of a challenge, perhaps, for our current times. But once you get into Hathaway's Flash, it'll go by in a flash.
Aye.
Zing. You know what, Brian? This is the second movie, so we're halfway there. Ooh.
Oh, my God.
Low bridge.
You walked that Gustav Karl right over that low bridge.
Oh, whammy.
And with that terrible pun, why don't you take us away?
All right, listeners, before you go to sleep tonight, stand next to your bed, get on your knees, put your hands together, look up at the ceiling, and hail Mafty.
Good night, everybody.